In this video, I'm going to be showing you the best point guard defensive badges in NBA 2K23. This video is going to be in two parts. One will cover a hash defense for point guards in Rec, Pro, and Park, and the other will cover corner defense, mainly because some point guards run that in Pro Am or Rec. So how this will work is I have all the badges here in the corner. I have three categories: equip, 50-50, and do not equip. So we're going to go through each badge. I'll give a little breakdown on what I think, and I'd love to hear your comments below on if you agree or disagree and why, and then maybe we could adjust these and get like a perfect one. So I'll post these in my Discord, which is in the description below, so that way when if you join, you can already see the best badges to use. So we'll start with post lockdown. For a point guard, this is going to be covering the corner defense. So up here, I'm going to add corner defense. It's just kind of in the screen just to remind me. So corner defense, post lockdown, do not equipped. You're not really, you will get put down there if like locks or power forwards cut in Rec and Pro Am, but you're going to be mainly short. But if you are maybe a 6'8", 6'9" point guard, because that's kind of the meta right now, post lockdown has its value, but there's other better badges. So post lockdown will be a no. And then now for brick wall, again, a do not equip badge. You're not setting screens, any of that type of stuff. So brick wall is going to be a do not equip badge. Next will be rebound chaser. Again, a do not equip badge. In corner, of course, you are in the area of rebounds, but your player is going to be too small and not enough high defensive rebounding or offensive rebounding for this to even be used. Pogo stick, also a do not equipped. Pogo stick, you're not really going to be jumping a lot. You're not going for blocks. You're not going for any type of defensive activity like that. So Pogo Stick will be a wasted badge if added. I don't think it's great to add it to a point guard. Next, Anchor, another do not equip badge. And Anchor allows you to stop defenders in the paint. And there is maybe a case for this in Park. If you're playing threes and twos, there is a case depending on the play style. But in general, Anchor is not going to be a great badge to add to your point guard. Chase down artist. So a chase down artist, I'm going to also add this to do not equip. Seems like there's a lot of those right here, but I promise you all the rest of them are going to come. So with chase down artist, there is a case you can make, but you're just not going to get enough defensive badges as a point guard. So you really got to make sure, because you're going to have, in the 20-ish range of shooting, mid-20s of playmaking, and then, a decent amount of finishing. So you're just not going to have enough to even use chase down artist. Challenger will be next, and so for Challenger, this will actually be an equip badge for corner defense. So Challenger in the corner is going to be good because it helps you get contests. So if there's a big power forward you're guarding or a player that's much taller than yours, this is going to help you get contests on that player. I think it's a pretty good badge to have as a corner defender in Rec and Pro Am, or even Park if you're guarding the corners, because being so short going to help you get those contests. Even tall guards should consider using Challenger. The next badge we're going to look at is Off-Ball Pest. And for a corner player, I'm going to add Off-Ball Pest to equip, only because you get a lot of cuts put on you. This badge, it reads that it helps you hold on to players off ball so they don't get any like great animations to just run past you. Usually it's not very expensive type of a badge. Like right here, it shows that it's one of the low tier badges. And so I think it is a equip badge for the corner in order to help stop cuts, help stop off-ball movement. So the next badge will be clamps. So clamps in the corner, I'm going to add to 50-50. So there is a case absolutely to have clamps. The only issue is when you talk about Challenger, when you talk about clamps, and you talk about Interceptor, those are all usually tier 3 badges. I think when you get to 6'8" or 6'9" point guard, they drop to tier 2. But you're not going to have a ton of room, and a lot of the players that you're going to be guarding out of the corner, if it's Rec and Pro Am, aren't going to really be able to dribble like that. Now, they usually do a drive in a straight line, and I do think that with off-ball pass and other things, you can keep yourself in front. But being a corner point guard defender, I just think that there's area for clamps, but I don't think it's necessarily needed. So the next badge is Interceptor. I'm going to put Interceptor absolutely as an equipped in the corner. Corner passes, you got to go up and guard the hash a little bit, off like a rotation and Rec and Pro Am or things like that. Get Interceptor, help you get steals. You get caught on a lot as a point guard in the corner. You're going to need to be able to steal a few of those, and Interceptor is a badge that's going to help you do that. Next badge is Glove. So Glove in the corner has its room, I'm going to put on 50-50. Of course, you're a point guard. You're not going to have insanely high steal, but glove could, maybe get you a fluke steal here and there. But again, it goes back to how many badges do you have on a point guard. It's going to be very hard to get, like, let's say you do the equips that I've listed, a challenger and interceptor. There's no way that you're going to be able to get clamps or gloves. So I'm kind of setting this up for any which way you kind of want to go with it. But I just don't think glove in the corner with a low steal is going to be, you're going to be getting enough opportunities to use glove, in my opinion. So that's why I'm going to put it on 50-50. Could do it, but I think that you probably should not. And then pick dodger for a corner defender, going to put on do not equipped. Again, as a corner point guard, you are not going to be dodging any screens or really getting hit with any screens. So again, just not necessary to put on. I don't think I really need to touch too much on. White pick dodger's not great in the corner. For the next badge, though, we're looking at Menace, and I think Menace is a absolute equipped. Gonna pretty much lower your opponent's attributes whenever you play good defense. And so if you do get that bump animation or things like that on a corner player, and Menace kicks in, those types of things, that's a badge that can help you. And usually Menace isn't going to be like a high tier 3 badge. So you should be able to get Menace on a maybe silver, something like that. But I do think Menace is a must equip for a corner player. We're going to look at Workhorse. Workhorse, I thought about this one quite a bit. Workhorse, I'm actually going to add to 50-50, and here's why. Usually, like with the point guard build, on the tier 1s, you just have so many, like one or two badge points left over. I think Workhorse is going to be decent because it allows you to get those loose balls. And so if 2 centers jump, and let's say a weird animation happens where the ball kind of just flies, it could allow you to go get it. Or maybe your lock gets a rip, the ball starts rolling towards your corner. That's like opportunities where Workhorse could kick in. If you're in the corner and you might have a weird rebound come your way, and Workhorse could kick in to have you get it. So I do think Workhorse is a 50-50 bet. And then we will look at box out beast. So this is going to be controversial, but I think that box out is a 50-50. Only because you're a point guard in the corner, and this is mainly for rec prime, even some park. When the corner guy cuts, usually if you're guarding like a big player, 6'8", 6'9", or whatever it is in the corner, power forwards, if you could help your center box out because you have nothing else to do except run transition, but if you use box out beasts like bronze, I'm not saying you're going to hold the center for a long period of time, but just that initial like quick little animation of boxing might help your center be able to jump before theirs. Or if they have to worm you and then jump, it's just going to give you more time for your center. So if you're a team player, I think box out beast has an opportunity to be a 50-50 badge. And then we will look at the last badge, which is ankle braces. And ankle braces is a do not equip badge. In the corner, again, you're not playing against any dribble heads, anything like that. So with ankle braces, it's just not going to be utilized in too many opportunities. And so that will conclude the corner defense. Now we're going to do the hash defense. So I want to make this into one video. That way you guys get everything in kind of one scoop and I have to go watch an entirely new one. So for hash defense, first is post lockdown, another do not equipped. So post lockdown, I'm not going to go too much into it. Defends inside, post up moves. You're on the hash now, so you're not anywhere close to that. Do not equipped. Brick wall, also going to do not equipped. Brick wall is not going to be necessary as a hash defender. You're not setting screens, anything like that. So as a point guard, wasted badge. Rebound chaser is going to be added to do not equipped. Again, you're on the hash now, far away. Not going to really be put in too many situations where rebound chaser is going to activate, and you don't have enough defensive badges, especially to play on the hash. Next badge we'll look at is Pogo Stick. Pogo Stick is going to also be a do not equipped. You're not going to really be jumping too much like that. And again, low badge points overall. It's just a wasted kind of section to add into for Pogo Stick. Next badge is Anchor. Anchor is also going to be added to do not equipped. But you're not really defending inside, that type of stuff, especially on the hash. So Anchors are going to be a waste of your badge points as well. Face down artist, I'm going to be putting also in do not equipped. Face down artist, you're not going to be really trying to defend like that if you're dropping from the hash. There are some players that do, but you're not really going for those chase down types of blocks. You're really just going for maybe steal or just to contest a shot. So challenge I'm going to put as an equip badge. You're on the hash, almost the same thing as kind of the corner. You're going to be playing usually against a sharp. That should be your role, the shooting guard of the opposite team. You're going to really need to be able to contest shots from this type of player. You're going to need to be in good position, and you're going to be able to, make sure that that player misses quite a bit of shots. So you're going to need to be able to contest them, especially if they're a really tall guard and things like that. So Challenger is going to be a must-have badge on the hash. And the next badge is Off-Ball Pest. So I'm actually going to add Off-Ball Pest in the 50-50. On the hash, I think it's way more difficult. Off-Ball Pest has its moments where you could be utilized, but I just think that with the badges that you need to guard hash, Off-Ball Pest isn't going to be as big as an impact as some of these other badges are going to be. So that's the only reason why it's going to go to 50-50, is that you need these other badges to impact more than Off-Ball Pest. And it really just depends on your badge setup. So like if you have a lot of badge points, of course, add Off-Ball Pest. But where we're going with this is you're probably not going to have that enough. And so clamps, going to be on equip, must have on the hash. You're going to be playing against shooting guards. Point guards might get onto you in Rec and Pro-Am, and even in Park. Like, you got to be able to, have those animations kick in, stay in front of your player of the dribbler. So make sure you got to have clamps and Challenger. Those will be like your two key badges. But we'll keep going, and I'll show you just a little bit more. Interceptor on the hash, I'm actually going to switch and add to a 50-50. It is a great badge to have. I always like defenders to have the Interceptor badge, but again, it goes back to how many badge points do you have, and what is the main goal of your hash defender. If you're a 6'1", 6'4" point guard, how many Interceptor lanes are you kind of getting in from the hash? I know they're going to send a hash cut on Rec and Pro-Am. Maybe you could have someone else defend it, run a rotation, things like that. With other badges having more of an impact, I just think Interceptor is going to be docked to a 50-50, but you can add it if you need it. And now for glove, I'm going to add to 50-50 as well. Again, if you can equip it, love this badge if you have a good enough steal. But again, now we're kind of getting the range of how many badge points do you have and what's important. Glove, if you have a decent steal, use it. But again, you're not going to be put in a ton of situations where you're going to be utilizing glove, in my opinion, or your rating's not going to be high enough to get the full use of glove. Pick Dodger is going to be on a equip badge, mainly Rec and Pro-Am, even Park as well. The center's gonna be setting screens on you, all those types of things. You gotta be able to get around the screen, still contest a shot, those types of things. You don't want to be getting just absolutely hit by big screens by the center. So Pick Dodger is gonna help you get around those. Try to contest the guards. That's your main job as this build, especially if you're a short point guard. But also the big guards, you gotta get around those screens, not let dribblers just kind of sit behind them and dribble. The next badge we're looking at is Menace. Menace is going to be on equipped. And so Menace, again, just kind of like the corner, it's going to lower the opponent's attributes. So if you're actually playing good defense, it's going to dock those down a little bit. It's going to be great for your overall just ability to stay in front of a guard or slow them down a little bit. And I just think Menace is one of the core badges you got to have to be on the hash, especially at the point guard with how many badge points you get. Workhorse, we're going to be adding to do not equipped for the hash player. And the reason being is you need to guard ball handlers now. So all those extra badge points that you might have in the corner that could go towards Workhorse is now going to go towards actually perimeter defending badges. So Box Out Beast will also kind of be in that same category as Workhorse. It is going to be added to the do not equip section. Main reason, again, is you're far away. Now you're on point guards or guards, and if you can get out and transition and they're staying behind, it's just one of those things. But Box Out Beast, it will be a do not equipped on the hash. And then the next badge, which is the last badge, will be ankle braces. We will add ankle braces to the 50-50. Ankle braces, again, it's now we're getting that range of okay, I got 1 or 2 badge points left over. Some of these other ones are too expensive. I think ankle braces is always a good one to have. Bronze, silver, gold, I guess, but silver range, just to make sure that those animations have a lot less chance of happening, because those break ankle animations are going to give a guard an easy basket no matter what. And so that'll wrap up the hash defense for point guard. So we cover corner defense, hash defense for point guards. And again, just remember, with a lot of these explanations or kind of ways that I'm thinking about it, I'm really thinking of kind of the smaller point guards, 6'1" to 6'4", and they don't have a ton of badge points. So really keep that in mind when you think about some of the layouts that you're doing with your builds, is what actually badges can I actually equip, and what's my role for the team that I'm playing on. But if you're just going into rec by yourself, then of course, wherever you end up playing, like if you're a point guard, you're probably going to be guarding the other point guard if you're walking in solo. So definitely just think about those situations you're going to be putting yourself in. And that'll be it for this video. I mentioned it before. My name's Lance. I'm the head coach for Bucks Gaming. There's a Discord in the description below that I would love you to join. I'm looking for really good NBA 2K players who want to learn more about the NBA 2K League. Maybe want to play Rec Pro-Am Park with myself, or just learn some tips and things when it comes to the league, or even just NBA 2K in general. So like I said, the link is in the description below if you want to join that. I appreciate everyone for stopping by. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.